All right, welcome. Welcome to PAC's session on marketing and communication strategies in uncertain times. I'm Dean Miller, the president and CEO of PACT, and I want to recognize and thank Broadpath, a longtime PACT member and supporter, for their partnership in this program, which will last about an hour. We have a format of lightning talks covering a number of topics, including content marketing, media relations, and email marketing. We'll have time at the end for some final questions, and we'll talk about etiquette throughout for getting questions answered. So we will intersperse questions along the way as we can. In terms of our panelists, we welcome this morning Janelle Kozyra, who is the Director of Content Marketing at longtime PACT member and supporter Sidecar, Brian McKenna, the VP of Strategic Partnerships at DMI Partners, and last but certainly not least, Gretchen Roede, again, longtime supporter of many entrepreneurs in this region and nationally as President and CEO of Broadpath. Webcast etiquette. Everyone is on mute with no video. Please use the Q&A window to ask any panelist questions. Questions will be taken again with each segment and answered throughout, and we'll do our best to cover any additional questions at the end. This is a recorded session. We will share this session along with slides, so no need to take notes. We will be monitoring those questions again throughout and responding as possible. The chat window is also available for any messages if you want to privately message Danielle Pinto, the PACT host, or anyone else, you can do so as well. If you're ready, let's kick it off. Gretchen, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Before we get started, I just wanted to make sure that we made a note related to messaging. We're not going to have time to talk about messaging today, unfortunately, maybe some other time, but I wanted to just take a moment that before you're spending any dollars on the types of things that we're going to be talking about today, that you've really nailed the messaging foundation first. And I think that also becomes really important when you are in a situation where things are changing. Certainly we're going to be talking about COVID and the COVID period today and the crisis that surrounds that. Making sure you're being true to your foundational messaging is going to be very important, and that with a lot of intent, you may change or modify that. So finding the formula that you like, there's lots of formulas out there. Various companies and agencies, et cetera, have their process. Broadpath offers something called Message Check. In Message Check, we examine and do a reality check on business objectives, buyer personas, the competitive analysis, and important to us in earned media, the market dialogue. And then we create a message map, corporate narrative, and also some message training, so employees and stakeholders are singing all from the same hymnal that's been created. Another great resource I'd suggest to you if you feel like you need to develop or need to refresh your messaging is Donald Miller's book, Building a Story Brand. Again, it's very close to our heart as public relations and content marketers because of the approach he takes to looking at messaging and positioning in a story framework. So our little disclaimer before we get started on all of these interesting ways that we're going to be talking about content marketing, media relations, and email marketing.